Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Eric Landi from Heal From Within, and I want to share with you a little bit about what functional medicine actually is and give you some case studies of those that we've worked with. So you may have heard about functional medicine from a friend or a family member, but you still don't really understand what exactly it is. So functional medicine, by definition, is a systemized approach which identifies the underlying root causes of health concerns while building a therapeutic relationship with the patient. Functional medicine's been around for more than 30 years, but it's really new to the healthcare system. So when we evaluate someone, there are three main components to a functional medicine approach. So number one is genetics. So this is not to say that you're stuck with the genes you have and they can't be changed, but rather we need to look at the environment that we are putting these genes in and which genes are becoming expressed. Number two is biochemical individuality. So this is a fancy term for saying that everyone is different, their biological pathways are different, their chemistry is different, and the way that all of these pathways and biochemical processes occur happen completely different in everyone. And number three is lifestyle factors. We need to look at all modifiable lifestyle factors and how they can be affecting someone's health. And this is often the thing that is overlooked. So I just wanted to share some case studies that I've recently seen so you can better understand. The main thing to understand is that nothing good comes from guessing what needs to be done or going off of symptoms. Symptoms can be very misleading. So proper testing, it needs to be performed in order to identify these underlying root causes. So there's a saying of don't guess, test. And it couldn't be more important. We need to get specific to get proper outcomes. For instance, when discussing chronic digestive issues, we need to look at gut health, we need to look at good and bad bacteria, inflammation markers, and we need to not just assume that it's food related or that we need to take more probiotics. So a perfect example is a patient that I've been dealing with digestive issues, bloating, skin issues. They had done different diets, lifestyle changes, and interventions over many years, but they never actually had the gut or biochemical pathways tested. So then we checked it, and it turned out that most things like gut flora, which are a good probiotic flora, digestion markers, and inflammation markers were pretty healthy. But because testing was done, we were able to discover that there was yeast overgrowth in the gut, which that has to be cleared before we can move on to anything else. This was not allowing the gut to function how it should, resulting in lack of efficient detoxification pathways and proper absorption, which we never would have known unless we tested. So a second example was a client that experienced chronic digestive issues for about 20 years. Again, there were dietary changes, lifestyle changes, medications like PPIs, many doctor visits, endoscopies were done, but no specific testing was ever done. The first thing that was done with this patient was that we did specific testing, and it turned out that most of the digestive markers and gut flora, they weren't perfect, but they were not as horrible as you would expect based off of the symptoms. Then we also tested the real-time function of the mitochondria of the cell, which is where all energy comes from to carry out all of your bodily functions. And that test came back with every single neurotransmitter really low. And what this told us was that it's not really a digestive issue, but it's a lack of cellular energy and the ability of the body or cells to carry out these functions, which led to lack of proper absorption and assimilation. So we also found that the secretory IgA, which is your first line of defense of your immune system, that was low, which left this patient, in a sense, immunocompromised. So if we just assumed or went based off of symptoms and addressed solely digestive issues, we would miss the entire problem. So, and this would add to the stress of the patient's life, and it would ultimately, we're wasting the client's time and money, not to mention the hardship of living with their current health issues longer, which can lead to more and more diminished health the longer that it goes unchecked. So our goal is to help you address these issues so that you can live your life and get the most out of it in good health. There's been some recent studies that show that many of us are living longer lives, but we're living longer in poorer health. So we want you to enjoy the quality of your life, not just the quantity. And it all starts with getting specific about your health goals and taking action. So there's a clickable link below. You can to schedule a 20 to 30 minute discovery call, see if it's the right fit, and get you on track to achieve your health goals. Again, I'm Dr. Eric Landi with Heal From Within, and I look forward to speaking with you and hope you're all taking care.